And this is where it's at, folks.
Right,
the college tournament ends here tonight. For one team, the joy of a lifetime will be achieved. And there's no doubt going to be some incredible action all along the way. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers and Louisville.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student-athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very well be the defining moment for the lives of every one of these young men.
Both these teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance, but now this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
And Wisconsin, looking at who they've got. We've got Hawkins. He's out there with Hill. Decker is out there with Kaminsky. And it's Evans in at the 4 spot.
And with any championship game, you know that every player's going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
Clearly a foul. Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws. You know, Wisconsin has not historically had a lot of players in the NBA. That number, however, could be growing in the next few seasons. I mean, they have a few, but for the most part, their winning has come through solid team play.
Greg, I think you were talking about this just a moment ago. We'll be seeing more and more Badgers in the NBA with their recent success. Frank Kaminsky being the most recent NBA product.
And Kaminsky isn't alone. Sam Decker on that squad will be coming in. How about John Moore and Greg Stiesma and Devin Harris are all fellow Wisconsin alums. You look at the list and you see a lot of guys who know how to do the little things for a team.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Peyton, he's checked in for the Cardinals. Cardinals on D. Hill with it. Now defended by Sanders. The drive by Hill. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen. You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
Both teams will make substitutions. So for the Cardinals, Harrell, he's checked in for Peyton. Burks comes in for Russell, and it's Price in for Rozier. Walker's checked in for Wisconsin. Hawkins comes in for Fisher. Burks, he's in at shooting guard. Thomas is out there with Harrell. Then there's Price, and it's Hughes in at the 3 spot. The Cardinals shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Here's the Badgers with the ball, trailing by 2.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
And for the Badgers, Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Kaminsky, then it's Decker, and it's Walker in at the 4-man position.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Another shot. Rejected by Walker. Here's White. Bangs home the trifecta. White's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Badgers.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the Badgers with possession here. Following the miss by Freak.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to beat his high school.
And welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
And in a championship game like this one, guys, you would have expected a close battle. I don't think either side is going to be able to run away and hide in this one.
And, Greg, tight games like this are where legends are born. I mean, if a player like Freak can come up huge in this final half of play, he'll anchor himself in school history as one of the greats to ever play the game.
Burks, he's in at point guard. Harrell is out there with White. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the center position. And for the Badgers, they've got Hill. He's out there with Hawkins. Kaminsky out there with Decker. And it's Evans in at the 4.
And, guys, one big story that we have in this championship game is that a guy like Freak could boost his draft stock quite a bit. A win here could catapult him up the big boards of a lot of teams.
And, you know, while it's just one game, scouts will get a chance to see how he plays on the big stage. Knowing a player is at his best when the lights are brightest is a big plus in GM sports.
And the Cardinals making a change here. Oden's checked in. Here's Burks. And again, it's Louisville from deep.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
It's stolen by Kaminsky. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Burks dishes to Mack. Shot is off. Evans with some nice D. Hawkins kicks to Decker. Passes it to Hawkins. The Badgers working the ball around now. Hill, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Got a piece of it. White against Hawkins. He dishes it to Decker. Hawkins, a screen on White. Decker kicks to Hawkins. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
This game's still very much up in the air. I mean, this is where you start to separate the men from the boys and where heroes are born.
And one team looking to ice the win, the other hoping to force OT. I think right now you lean on your stars and get the ball to Freak every chance you get to try and come away here with the title.
A platoon swap here for Louisville. Wisconsin trails by 5. Burks in at point guard. White is out there with Harrell. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the 5, roaming the paint. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Cardinals.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint because those have been big.
Hill, he's checked in for Wisconsin. Hawkins comes in for Peyton. Cardinals leading by 3. Over to the left wing. Sanders passes to Harrell. Sanders dishes to Burks. Pass to Mack. Feeds it to White. 3-pointer. Louisville again missing.
And they've had the advantage tonight on the glass, and that's another big one.
And in a close game like this, it can be won or lost on the board. They've got to keep it up.
Offensive rebound. Walking. Here's Kaminsky. And at last, they get one to fall.
And I'm sensing something special going on here tonight.
It certainly does have the feeling of a classic, Greg. Let's see which team is better equipped to handle the pressure.
Trying to get back on track. And Freak with the nice bucket inside. And Louisville leads by 3.
Big-time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
The Badgers making a switch here. Deckers checked in. A minute 20 left in the second half. Outside Hill. Evans, a screen on Sanders. The drive by Hill. Evans kicks to Kaminsky. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. 8 points for Frank Kaminsky.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Right wing. Sanders passes to Burks. There's 48 seconds left here in the second half of the game. Shot clock at 6. Harold dishes to Burks. Here's Mack. It falls!
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Here's Evans to the inside. Here's Hawkins. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game. You're kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache.
.24 seconds left here in the second half of the game. Evans outside. The pass to Hawkins. Back to Evans. He feeds it to Kaminsky. Here's Hill. Good D by Sanders. And now we've got the intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Do it. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3-ball would do just that.
So we see the Cardinals get the win here. And what an incredible feeling it is for a team who's had to fight every step of the way. Right now, guys, there is no better feeling for them as they are the last team standing in this terrific tournament.